Hey, what's up? My name's Ira Cross, and this is First Mic, where we talk to comics about their first time on stage. Today, we got Jessi Sisson. Now, I'm not suggesting that you drink alcohol, but if you do drink alcohol and you want to play a game, maybe take a shot every time you hear West Virginia. So as you just heard, we have the wonderful Jessi Sisson. Thank you for being on. As always,
thanks for having me.
Just your presence. Thank you.
That's really nice.
So
Thanks.
I try real hard. So first question, diving right into it.
Yeah.
What made you get into comedy?
It was all kind of an accident.
Yeah.
A little bit. I always wanted to perform in front of people.
Okay.
And then I moved to Columbus. I lived in Philly for a little bit.
Okay.
And it was 2017 probably, and I wanted to do an open mic, and I went to an open mic and watched it.
In Philly or?
In Philly.
Okay.
And I took one improv class.
Sure.
In Philly.
Yeah.
Improv is not for me.
Okay.
It's just not my flavor. It was fun. You know what I mean? And then I just never went up, and then I moved to Columbus in the fall of 2022.
Okay.
I signed up for a speed dating event to try and meet people.
Like a legitimate speed dating
A
thing?
legitimate speed dating event. And I went to it, and I didn't realize that they had emailed us to be like, hey, the event is canceled. And when I showed up, it was an open mic.
Oh, wow.
And because it had been 5 years and I'd thought about it, I was just like, okay, I'll go.
Yeah. Huh. That's a hell of a story.
It was like kismet, I guess.
Yeah.
I hate that, but that word a little bit. I love it, but
That's fair.
It feels silly.
Yeah.
But it was, it kind of just happened. It was at Crescent Lounge.
Okay, I was going to ask
Zach Harley was hosting.
Love that.
And I went up last. I watched everybody go up.
Okay.
And with all of the love in my heart, I went, I could probably do this, And then I went up to him when the last person was up, and I was like, hey, can I go? And he was like, yeah, sure. I went up, I read shit out of my phone that had been in there for 5 years. Yeah. And then I immediately got off stage. Caitlin Winoski came up to me and she was like, you should come back.
Yeah.
Tony Wallace was like, I'll add you to this Facebook group.
Yeah.
I met the three of them. And then I ran away and sat in my car because the adrenaline was I was terrified, which is crazy because I don't get nervous really in life, but
sure.
But yeah, and then I, like I said, I had just moved here. I went to that one. I didn't really know how to find them. I lived across the street from Mid-City Garage in German Village.
Okay.
And I hung out there a lot. And I just asked them, I was like, hey, if I buy an amp, can I start my own mic in the corner? And they were like, yeah.
Wow.
So then every 2 weeks, I did a mic with Natalie Berkey because I worked with her at Bark, and I literally did a mic twice a month that was mine for the first probably 6 months, and then I did because I was delusional. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I signed up for the Funniest Person in Columbus competition.
Fair.
4 or 5 months in.
Okay.
And I made it to the finals. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I lost my corporate job that summer. So the summer of 2023, I was laid off. So I had a severance. So I got really drunk for 2 months. And then I was unemployed for 8 months. And then I just did a whole shitload of comedy. Started doing it intentionally, every day.
Got you.
So that's kind of how it happened.
That's crazy. It's funny, because I know you do mics and you do them well, but I didn't realize you started that early doing them in terms of your
I just
comedy.
leaned in. It's very my personality has kind of always been like that.
Sure.
I've worked in some sort of the corporate space for over a decade, almost 15 years at this point, and I think to excel in that environment, specifically the field that I work in, you kind of have to be scrappy.
Sure.
So
yeah,
I just kind of took that and applied it to this because I didn't know any better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
that's kind of, and even with like the shows that I've run at Leisure Club or
Yep.
or whatever locations that I've started, whether it be showcases or partnerships with local businesses or
Yeah.
mics or whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of just like always live by the philosophy of ask for forgiveness instead of permission.
Yeah.
Like lean in real hard. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Also, like the worst they can say is no, and then I have nothing that I didn't have already.
Exactly. You
So
back to square one.
yeah. So now here we are.
Yeah.
Almost, I guess, like 2.5, 3 years later.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's super impressive because I feel like most people, when it comes to trying something new or even scary in the sense that it's like, it's not scary because it's dangerous. It's scary because it's
Sure.
new. You're doing something where you're going to be uncomfortable. That's the word I was thinking.
Yep.
I think a lot of people don't lean into it the way they probably should.
Agree.
And they miss out on like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say miss out. They miss out on it happening sooner rather than later, whatever that thing is. So
Sure.
like, I feel like leaning into something, it gives you the opportunity to make mistakes faster and learn faster.
Yeah.
And I think people don't like that because it's uncomfortable.
Sure. I thrive in chaos and have kind of been that way my whole life.
I could see
I'm
that.
like really into change.
Yeah.
I moved to a different city like once a year, every year in my 20s.
That's crazy.
Like, do you know what I mean? So I just kind of like I grew up in West Virginia, but when I graduated from college there, I worked at the place that I had my internship at for 6 months. And then I wanted to move to New York City. So I packed a suitcase and I bought a one-way train ticket. And I was like, I have enough money for 2 weeks and I'll find a job and I'll find a place to live. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll come back home and again, I've lost nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I love that. So you said New York. Where else have you lived?
I lived in Brooklyn twice.
Okay.
Because I don't learn lessons. And I lived in South Philadelphia.
Right.
I lived in Amish country in Pennsylvania and Lancaster.
Okay.
I also lived in Downingtown, which is like halfway between Lancaster and Philly.
Yeah.
I lived in Beach Island, South Carolina. I lived in Augusta, Georgia.
So
shout out Masters. And now I think that's it. And now Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. So what brought you to Columbus then?
So I moved back to the second time I was living in Brooklyn was during the pandemic. So I moved back to Brooklyn. The pandemic happened. I was working remote for my job.
Yeah.
And I was in a studio apartment in Bushwick and paying a lot of money. And we weren't going back into office anytime soon. So in November of 2020, I moved back to West Virginia.
Okay.
Because I was like, I can make New York money and live for free here. My dad had a house that he let me live in.
Yeah.
Shout out, Dad. So I like moved back to the holler. I'm not made for the holler. I'm like of the holler, but not made for, what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't last very long. So it was like, I was there a year and a half and I didn't want to leave my dad. I didn't want to move super far away because like over the course of that year, my sister died. So all of my siblings are now dead. I'm the only kid left.
That's rough.
But I wanted to like be close. So I was like, I'll move within like less than a day's driving distance. So I was looking at like Pittsburgh, Columbus, Louisville, just to get like some sort of semblance of city back.
Yeah.
And I honestly I had some friends up here. I came up here one day to visit my friend. We went to brunch.
Okay.
And I liked the neighborhood. And I went home and signed a lease and moved up here 2 weeks later.
Dang. What was
I have no chill. Ira.
No, you do not.
I'm just like, whatever.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
What's the worst that could happen? I die? No.
Yeah. So what was the neighborhood then?
German Village, Marion Village, technically. I lived on Jaeger, right across from the border of German Village and Marion Village.
Yeah. Which is such a blurred line.
Yeah,
honestly.
it is. And now I still live on the south side. I've moved since then, but I live over by South High School.
Word.
I'm trying to get a stalker, apparently.
Shout out South High School. No, I love that's cool though. So yeah, you already touched on your first mic, which is just that's wild.
It's so silly. It's so silly.
I love that though. Like it's just it was
literally like I was like I put makeup on.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Waste it? That feels crazy.
No, you should not be wasting makeup.
That's what I'm saying.
That's time. money because the makeup is not.
It does cost money.
Unless somebody gave it to you for free. But even if they did give it to you for free, that's still money that someone else spent.
Somebody's money.
Yeah. So no, that's, and I'm an engaged.
I blow dried my hair.
That's effort too.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, first, hold on. Let's rewind. You washed.
I did.
And
did
then
all of the things.
Because if you had to blow dry your hair, that means your hair was wet.
It was wet.
So you washed your hair.
Yep.
That's not a short
I had a
endeavor.
dress on.
You had a dress on. Yeah, effort
Crazy.
was put in. So you're not going to put that effort to waste. That's stupid.
No.
That's dumb. Because you're a smart person. You're like, I'm going to repurpose this.
Best. Yeah.
You said best with like no energy.
I try so hard, you know?
You said I try was doing so much work in that sentence.
That's what I try.
You do try. I've seen the efforts you put in. Oh, it's too funny. Okay, so you kind of mentioned, well, you kind of touched on this, but like, why comedy in Columbus?
Because I was here.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was less, I'm going to go to Columbus to do comedy.
Right.
None of it was intentional.
No.
Again, kismet. I'm going to say kismet so many times, but it did. It was just like, and I think that it was really nice. Columbus feels like a small town to me.
Sure.
Despite how many humans live here.
Yeah.
It's still like very small. I've been incredibly fortunate to meet a lot of really good people who are willing to help me, like right place, right time.
Sure.
Like so much of my comedy journey has legitimately just been a happy accident in a way.
Fair.
And then like taking that and running with it as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And then another happy accident happening.
Yeah,
do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like the leisure club stuff was very much like Matt Barnes. I was bartending and he just was like, I would love to do comedy shows in my space. And I was like, I can help you do that.
Yeah.
It's, it's been like a lot of just like accidentally meeting people, not necessarily seeking them out.
Yep.
And, just being fortunate in being able to kind of foster those relationships to be like mutually beneficial.
Yep.
And I've been incredibly lucky and I'm like really grateful. It's funny because one of the first things that I noticed when I moved here, because I kind of like the majority of the time that I was away from West Virginia, like after I moved, was spent in the Northeast.
Interesting.
And so like, like Philly, Brooklyn area. And then I came here. And I'm from West Virginia, but like there's an aggressive friendliness to the people here. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's almost like off-putting in a way because like I'm a skeptic. I'm like, what, why?
Yeah,
what
why are you so
doing?
nice? What's your agenda?
Yeah. And it's like, I'm a nice person. I'm kind. I'm generous with my time, but it's just like not for nothing. Like, that's crazy. Like,
you just polite because you want to be?
What do you mean? I mean, like, I'm polite to strangers, but people are just like friendly.
Yes.
So like that in and of itself has been a thing that I think has helped as well.
Got you. Interesting. Yeah. It's always interesting, like hearing people who are not from the Midwest per se.
Yeah.
Like their perception of what the Midwest is.
And again, like I'm not from that far away.
No, not really.
And like Appalachian people are also incredibly kind.
It's different though.
It's different in a way that is almost hard to articulate.
Yes.
And another thing that I love, aside from the friendliness and like the opportunities that have been able to be like produced out of the relationships that I've made, Columbus is so beautifully geographically located.
Yeah.
I can be at a show in Indianapolis, Louisville, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Detroit.
Yeah.
Within 5 hours or less.
Yes.
And most of them 3 hours or less.
Yes.
So it's just like, I love that about this place specifically.
Agreed.
Because it makes it, I just feel like it kind of unlocks additional opportunities to help me figure it out.
Yeah. And it's as an actor, my full-time job, people have asked me why, like, hey, why don't you move to New York or LA? And I'm like, well, I get opportunities here, but I also have opportunities in all the cities you just mentioned, Cleveland, Detroit, like all these different places. I mean, I've worked in Rochester, New York, in Buffalo. I've worked in Louisville, worked in Indianapolis. Yeah. So it's so like, I mean, because as much as I would love to be like, you know what, there's more opportunity as an actor in Cincinnati or Cleveland, I also would have to move there. If I were to move there, then I would still I would shift my geographical focus, and it would be harder to get to Louisville and Indianapolis. It'd be that's such a great way you put it. It's geographically located so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny.
Love.
No, it's flat, which people hate.
I don't really give a shit about
I don't
that.
either.
I do hate the winter.
That's different.
Like,
but
I don't care that it's flat. Like, I'm not hiking. Are you fucking kidding me? That's crazy. But
No.
I don't. The one thing that I hate about this place is the winter is so aggressively long.
Yeah.
For what?
And so it's funny, you being a person from West Virginia, from Appalachia, I feel like most people that I know, because we've talked about this, I went to college in West Virginia.
Yeah.
The state of West Virginia. I didn't go. Yeah. But people that I know from the Wheeling area, which is where I was at, they're like, dude, I can't do Columbus. It's too flat. And I'm like, why is that a problem? I'm confused. Like, why is that? Like, it's safer to drive, so you have a problem?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not safer to drive here.
Fair.
People here are ignorant.
The people make it a problem. Yeah. The terrain in Appalachia makes it a problem.
I think the terrain makes you a better driver.
Agreed, because I definitely became a better driver in my college years because of that.
Because 100%. You have to be able to understand how a car works.
Yes.
I don't know.
No, for real.
It's not just about some yahoo going the wrong way on the interstate. It's like,
seen that too.
The earth is trying to kill you.
The earth is trying to kill you with this with this big giant turn
100%
that you're trying to take, and you can't see anybody coming. You got to hope that they're actually in the correct lane as well.
Yeah.
So speeding is optional.
Sure.
Please make it optional. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody fly off the side, but I've heard of it happening. So
yeah, and just the road falling away and stuff like that is crazy. Where I grew up, we got flooded in a lot.
That makes sense.
Days. Do you know what I mean? We would, if it rained really hard, and then they built a dam at, I don't know, when I was 12 or something, and then it got better, and then they raised the road and it got better, but still to this day, we have to take a side-by-side to get out.
That's crazy.
That's what I mean. I'm not made for the haul. I don't want to do that. That's crazy.
There's a lot of work to function.
I like my creature comfort. I want
trying to chill
stuff.
Yes. I would like to order Uber Eats or DoorDash
100%.
and not feel bad about the person bringing it to me.
Yeah, you have to swim here. That's crazy.
Just having it on their backpack.
Yeah.
No, I think the only thing I ever had to deal with whenever I was in West Virginia was just having to go up the hill, because I lived in Wheeling at my senior year, and I went to West Liberty. For those that don't know, I went to West Liberty, and it was up the hill from Wheeling. Yeah. And so if it snowed or was icy, class was canceled.
Yeah.
I'm not, and even if it wasn't canceled, I'm not going up there.
No.
Are you kidding me? Did you see the angle of that? The amount of math and geometry that I learned just from having to think about the roads.
Yeah. You're like, what is the slope?
Yes. What is the slope of this road for me to have to make it up, and how fast do I need to drive to make sure I get up and then go back down?
100%.
Yes. Yeah, good old West Virginia. I still to this day, and I don't know how you feel about it, so I might make you an enemy inadvertently.
That's okay.
I still cannot do that stupid song. And it's West Virginia song
Country
I'm talking.
Roads.
I can't do it.
Dude.
It hurts.
I worked at an Irish pub the first time I lived in New York. And for whatever reason, Irish people love that song. And then they would find out that I'm from West Virginia. And then they would serenade me. Dude, I spent 5 weeks in London. Same thing. I don't know what they're obsessed. And you're like, oh, where are you from? The United States. Where at? West Virginia. I'm going to sing to you.
Yes.
And I like the song just fine.
Yes, but now it's ruined.
But it's just and then there's that whole thing about how it's not actually about West Virginia.
Yeah.
It's about Virginia. That a lot of people still to this day don't know that West Virginia is a state.
That's astounding to me, because
crazy.
I think one of the things that blew my mind, and then we'll get back on track. One of the things that blew my mind when I ended up going to college, because I transferred. When I went there, I remember telling people oh yeah, I'm transferring to this school. It's called West Liberty. They're like, oh, where's it at? I'm like, oh, it's in West Virginia. They're like, dang, you traveling that far? And I'm like, we live in Youngstown.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours from here.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? And what was even worse is I'd be like, where Steubenville is? They're like, yeah, Steubenville, Big Red. That I'm like, it's across the river.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
And I get a lot of hey, you're from West Virginia. How far away do you live from Richmond? A completely different state away, weirdly enough.
I don't get that.
I don't either.
Don't get it.
I was on a movie set. It was I was a PA.
Sure.
The first time I lived in New York, and one of the lead actors was from Seattle. I said I was from West Virginia. I'm standing with the sound guy. And he was like, West Virginia is not a state. And I was like, yeah. He was like, no, it's like Western Virginia. Is that what you mean? And I'm like, no, I mean West Virginia. And he was like, I don't understand. And I was like, do you understand the difference in New York and New Jersey? And he was like, yes. And I was like, that's the difference in Virginia and West Virginia. And he was like, since when? And I was like, a long time.
There's a whole...
And he was like, well, I'm from Seattle. And I was like, I don't give a shit. I know where Seattle is. Like, and I grew up in a holler. Like, that's crazy.
Literally on the other side of the country, I know what your state is. That's
wild.
There was a whole fight over it, actually.
Yeah, a whole big one.
A whole big one. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, go do your research. We're not about to break this down to you.
We seceded from the Confederacy.
Yes.
We sided with the Union.
Yes.
In the Civil War.
For those that don't know.
Why?
Go do your research, please.
West Virginia is really cool. I won't talk about it anymore, but
that's fair. You can.
It's just like I have a very like complicated relationship with West Virginia.
Same.
I bet you do. Yeah.
Same. No, I've had some. I mean, one of my best friends, born and raised there.
Yeah.
You know, he's a guy I met in college, love him to death, and he's one of the very great. Like he's one of those people that does a great job representing West Virginia.
Yeah, for sure. There are so many people.
So many.
And yes, that is the one cool thing about it is like, for whatever reason, I think because there's like 12 of us who are from there.
Word.
If you meet somebody in the wild that is from West Virginia, it's like they're like, it's exciting.
Yes.
They like want to talk about it.
Yes.
They want to know if they know your dad.
Yes.
Like it's a whole thing.
No, it really, I mean, and I don't have the same exact thing, but when I tell people like, yeah, I went to school in West Lib, they're like, West Lib?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Or I'll say I went to West Liberty and they'll be like, you went to West Lib? And I'll be like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You already know where I'm at.
Yeah.
No, I love that. We could talk West Virginia all day, all night. But I'm gonna go to the next question.
You
So you told us about your first mic already.
Mm-hmm.
And you gave us some insight about Columbus too. But so I'll ask this question. In terms of thinking of new comics or anybody that is thinking of getting into comedy, what would you tell them?
To just do it. I see a lot of people on the internet like asking for advice, and I think that I think that the need to do that comes from like trying to circumvent any kind of uneasiness or like fear that you have, and I get that, but like just do it.
Yeah.
It'll get easier every time you do it, theoretically. Yeah. Hopefully. You know what I mean? Like at some point you'll go through waves of like. And I mean, I've been doing this for 12 seconds. So like my advice is I don't know anything, but I just think that like what has helped me a lot specifically is focusing on like one very specific thing at a time.
Okay.
I remember like very early on, like, after my bender, when I lost my job and I was like, okay, I'm going to tell jokes because what else am I going to do?
Right.
I would spend like 6 weeks. And every mic that I would go to, I would focus on one. All I wanted to do was be able to understand how time worked. I wanted to know what 5 minutes felt like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the jokes are important for sure.
Absolutely.
And like you should absolutely write something every day.
Right.
I don't do that. I'm so bad at it. But like it's very good advice, and that it's given a lot for a reason.
Yes.
But like sometimes I think it's helpful, especially if you feel like you're in a rut or like you want to do it or whatever, is to just like pick a thing.
Yeah.
Pick a thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's time, whether it's how you hold the microphone, whether it's, how you feel on stage. If you are really afraid, just go up until you're not afraid anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you literally have nothing to lose. And I think that like kind of honing it in and, eating an elephant one bite at a time and all of that.
Yep.
It's like a big, huge thing that involves a lot of different moving pieces at a time. And like, I think that if you can help your brain create some sort of muscle memory in increments, I think it's helpful.
Yeah. I mean, that's growth. That's how growth works.
For 100%.
You take it a piece, like you said, eat the elephant one bite at a time. And I think that's the kind of advice people like to hear about anything that they're trying that's a new endeavor, because you do look at the whole thing like, yo, this is a lot. But if you, I love that you said you went on with jokes, but you were focused on what does 5 minutes feel like?
Yeah.
And then thinking about
because
like,
that's hard.
That is hard to time that out.
So, and not even, and like, not only just like being able to write something down and being like, I have a concept of what 5 minutes feels like on paper.
Yes.
But like understanding, like very early on, and I'm still not super great at it. I'm better. I'm much better now than I was. But like, if you go to a show or somebody books you and they're like, hey, you need to do 8 minutes. Yeah, you get a light. But what if you miss the light? What if you do that? Like, you need to have some sort of concept of how long you've been up there. There's always going to be a time that something happens and you're like, holy shit, 5 minutes feels like 140. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always that. There's always like an instance. But for the most part, the majority of the time, you should know what 5 to 8 to 10 to 12 to 15 works at, especially at like until you get to a point where you're featuring or you're headlining or whatever. Like, you should know what that feels like.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's great advice. Okay, rapid fire.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's also not rapid fire. I just call it that because I needed a name, and so I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and now it has a name.
I like it.
Thank you. First question. Favorite Columbus comic that's not you?
I can't imagine anybody picking themselves, first of all. That would be crazy.
I wrote it just in case.
That's
you never know.
No shade on anybody who did. I just like, I hate myself. So like,
Joss literally said the same thing.
I know. I was like, I've never related to something harder. Holy shit. I cannot imagine being like, it's me.
Me? Why?
No, my favorite Columbus comic is probably Dan Sebree.
Okay.
I love him. Angel.
Fantastic.
On Earth, first of all.
Yes.
He's one of my favorite people to watch. And like one instance that I think of when somebody's like, hey, who's your favorite? In the past, I guess it would have been Halloween. So in October, I watched him do one of the best sets I've seen him do dressed as a minion. And I was just like, God.
I can see him.
Dude, it was so good. It was so good. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Did he reference the fact that he was dressed as a minion at all?
Not in like in a material way.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, sure. Because
okay.
what are you gonna? That's crazy.
I also could see him totally ignore the fact that he's dressed like a minion at the same time.
It wasn't like listen, you can definitely go one of two routes with that, right? You can lean all the way in. You can be like, and you could gibberish. You could do like, you know what I'm saying? You could do only jokes about taking over the world or whatever they do. I'm not entirely certain, but that.
Yes.
And that would have been hilarious. Or you could just be like, I'm a minion, and then move on with your life.
Literally.
Which is and he has one of my favorite jokes that he does is the joke about the Nazi poet. So like watching him talk about a Nazi poet dressed as him, that's hilarious. Chef's kiss, dude. Yeah, I love Dan Sebree. He's so good. And it's really fun. It's really fun to just like watch him. He does really well. He's incredibly, successful. He travels. He opens for really incredible comedians. And then he like puts the work in. Yeah. You see him at mics. I love like watching him figure shit out. It's fun. It like makes me want to be better.
Sure.
And I love that.
Yep. And you can tell he enjoys being on stage.
100%.
Like
he should. He's good at it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip the next question.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go to an interesting question because so what is your favorite open mic in the city?
Cafe Bourbon Street.
Cafe Bourbon Street. Okay. You said that
Time More. Anybody asked me, that's the one for me. I don't. Yeah. It's so funny. I saw him the other day and I don't. Hey. I was talking to him. I haven't been there in a minute because I run a mic now on Mondays and I'm like, I like half run that mic. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even host it anymore. I just like, that's not the point. But I haven't been a Bobo in a really long time.
Yeah.
But the last time that I went, I texted him to get on the list. I got there so late. So I walked in and I was like next up. I walked in, went up, did the stuff that I wanted to work on. Had the best reaction from a room full of comics that you can hope to have.
Right.
Got off the stage and left. And I was like, I can never go back there. It's never going to be that good again.
You're like, and I'm washing my hands at this place.
But I love it. But if anybody's in from out of town or they're like, hey, like that, it's disgusting in there. with love.
Yes.
It like in the best way.
Yes.
And Ty's just the best. He's just the best human.
He's a great host too.
Dude, he's
like,
so good.
He just does his thing.
Good.
He's solid. He keeps things moving and flowing.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm skipping a bunch of questions.
Okay.
I do have to ask this because I'm genuinely curious with you. What is the best way or your favorite way to deal with hecklers?
Do you know what? I don't get heckled a lot.
Really?
And I don't know if that is just because it hasn't happened yet or I've only had a couple of times that I've had to be like, I need you to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I will like talk to them a little bit, but I was talking to James Godwin one night after a show where like it had happened, and I don't know how to describe it other than like you just have to win.
Okay.
I feel like most people when they're heckling, it's because they feel like they're going to add something to the show or like they have something like innate within them that's like, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that your job in that moment is to win. Like,
got you.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's such an interesting way to put it. Like, because it could become a fucking tug of war,
100%.
so to speak. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, you got to win. Al Davis. He said it best. Just win, baby, win.
Yeah, win, baby, win.
Okay. Last two questions that are
ready,
all linked to the last question. Least favorite social media, and then share where we can find you on social medias, websites, all that stuff.
My least favorite social media is probably TikTok. I'm so bad at it.
Word.
I just don't like I think I'm too old, if I'm honest. Like I like there's so much about it that I don't understand.
Yeah.
And like I'm bad at social media in general. Is to be completely like I'm bad at all of it.
Word.
I like make a joke that my social media manager should be fired because it's me, and I'm like, every week I'm like, this is the week that I'm gonna turn it around, and I'm gonna put the work in, and I'm gonna do the thing I need to do, and then I don't do it. It's so disheartening. I just don't. And it's so funny because like stand-up comedy in and of itself, like to get on stage and to believe that you're funny and like to have the audacity, if you will, in and of itself is embarrassing.
Sure. Yeah.
But for some reason, that to me is like woofty. I like can't can't bring myself, and I know nobody gives a shit. Nobody thinks about me as much as I think about me. I fucking hope. But like it's like nobody cares, but right. I just like, so TikTok.
TikTok
is the least favorite. My most favorite, I'm like addicted to Instagram. I don't know that it's like my favorite. I'm just like so nosy, dude.
Most consistent.
And I've always been a creeper. Like, you know, even like on Reddit. I never really posted anything.
Love Reddit.
I'll like read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I really like Threads a lot. Never got into Twitter. Was so bad at Twitter.
Same.
So bad at
Twitter. I feel exactly
Twitter.
the same.
But then like Threads, for whatever reason, I understand fully that it's the same fucking thing.
100%.
It's the same thing. But like I've gone viral on there a couple of times.
Of course you have.
But talking about the dumbest shit.
But of course you have.
Like, and I've never gone viral on anything in my life.
Threads.
It wasn't intentional. It wasn't me trying to like... I mostly used it as a diary that I thought nobody was going to look at.
But see, I've heard people say the same thing about Twitter, and like they would put something out and it would blow up, and then
100%.
They were just like, I'm just sharing my thoughts. And dude, I'm like,
I was drunk one night and posted a fucking clip of Bad Bunny eating ice cream because I thought it was the sweetest thing I'd ever seen. I don't listen to Bad Bunny. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not only because this is like the thread. I'm not trying to read my thread to you, but like the reason I don't listen to Bad Bunny is because I listen to the same like 6 songs on repeat from 2002. So it's like, I don't get into a lot of new music. It's not like I'm actively against Bad Bunny. I have a lot of friends who are very into him, but I see this like clip of him and he's like eating ice cream on Hot Ones. And it's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen. So I like posted it. And then 1 million people looked at it.
That's insane.
It's so dumb, Ira.
That's insane.
I posted that like 2 months ago. I get notifications from it today.
Love that.
I don't understand how virality works. Okay, I don't know. I don't understand the algorithm. I don't have it in me to like care The only other times I've gone viral,
We care.
I know that you guys care. I want that. I hope this goes viral. I think that's how it works. You just have to say it out loud. And then I went viral talking about gay hockey. I swear, like, it's never about comedy. It's about bartending, gay hockey, and Bad Bunny.
But that's your comedy.
It's not.
Well, no, but I mean, not your comedy, but like that's comedy.
The irony of the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, tell everybody where they can find you on Threads and everywhere else.
I'm Jessi Sisson everywhere. JSSI SISSON. My parents were like so into me not having a lisp. And also the number of people when I like spell my name for them, they're like MISSIS. And I'm like, okay. Like,
it is the same. No,
I know. There's a nice little cadence to it.
Just a lot of S's. That's so funny.
On Instagram, I'm on there all of the time, whether you can tell or not.
Word.
You can find me there.
Instagram, Threads. Not TikTok?
I'm on TikTok.
Okay.
I have like 200 followers. If you want to follow me on TikTok, that'd be sick. I don't post anything, but
followed.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being on and talking about West Virginia with me.
Yeah.
I don't often get to do that with folks, so that's nice.
That makes sense.
It does.
There are 12 of us.
There are 12 of us, and I'm like 12 and a half.
Sure. There's some sort of weird joke in there that's not okay.
I'm just mad I know where you were going.
I know.
Oh, man. Others can guess, but leave it in the comments. I don't know.
Don't do that.
Comment and we'll fight you.
Yeah.
Engagement.
That's what I want.
That's virality.
Yeah.
That's how it works. But thank you again so much. We appreciate it. We also appreciate Rehab Tavern. Thank you,
Rehab.
They let us hang out here and have a good time. And I wish they gave us drinks for free, but they don't. They make us pay. It makes sense, I guess. So thanks to Rehab. 456. I only know this because it's counting. 456 West Town Street. Show up. I haven't said the address in a couple of episodes, so that makes sense. 456 West Town Street, Rehab Tavern. Come show up. Come have a drink. Maybe I'll be here. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I live down the street. Really far down the street. Don't come to my house.
I can stalk you too.
I have a dog. He's so nice though. Like he's such a sweet. He won't do. He'll bark and be like,
It's fine.
But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on the podcast, whether you're on Spotify or on Apple, I don't know, whatever you choose. Thank you guys so much. This is First Mike. Come check us out next week, please. Please. There it is.
We did it.
A whole show. Love it. Pete was struggling to stay quiet. He was shaking.
Man, you guys are more flexible than some of the